What's up YouTube, Dal here from Zephyr Wargames, and today I'm bringing you an update to zombies. That's right, the deck has risen from the dead. It is incredibly powerful and can do a lot under zombie world control, even more so if you wanted to add in Rivalry of the Warlords and completely lock your opponent down into zombies. So with all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe. If you want to see more zombie variants, stuff like Skull Servant or even vampires, then make sure you get the video above 50 likes in the first 24 hours and let me know in the comments down below which one you want to see and I will bring that for you. With all of that out of the way, let's dive headfirst into the zombie profile. So we start off with Triple Solitaire. Now this is the best but also the biggest Achilles heel of the deck. The fact that it attributes itself as cost to special summon a zombie, tune up from the deck with 0 defense is ideal because it will get you into Uni Zombie, and then off of the back of Uni Zombie you send from the deck to the graveyard Mizuki to increase its level to 4, gives you direct access to bringing back Solitaire, and then that can give you direct access into a level 8 Synchro. The issue is, because Solitaire attributes as cost is the biggest ash bait in the entire world, so you do have to be very, very careful when you are activating it. Unizombie is even more important in the deck now, the fact that it is a dark, because I am, spoiler preview, playing Chaos Angel. Now this isn't something that is set in stone because it is a little bit tricky to get the maximum value out of Chaos Angel in the deck. It's just one of the ones that when you get it, that's it. Your opponent is going to seriously struggle to break it. So pretty standard on all of these lines up, alongside the triple Necro World Banshee as well. So we're now playing at 3. You want to mill this card as consistently as you possibly can. You want to get it to the graveyard because that gives you instant access to your zombie world. And then even if they get rid of the first one, as long as you have another Banshee in play in the graveyard, you can get directly to a second. We are playing double Doom King Border Rock. Now this is one of the routes into your Chaos Angel. Just being able to go, okay, cool, Border Rock, and then follow up with something like a either an instant fusion, or spoiler, already fusion, and I'll show you a little bit in a minute, or Plague Spreader Zombie, you're going to be able to get into your Chaos Angel. So the preview, and also to get to another level 2, is the Albion, because it is a level 2 Dark tuner. Now it doesn't need to be a tuner to make Chaos Angel, but again, you're going to be making it more so with double Darks, and when you make Chaos Angel with just Dark alone, all your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. So you've now got a Border Rock that can't be destroyed by battle, and it's just sitting there going, ha, banish, negate, come back, let's go again. Continuing on, we do play a lot of one-offs. We've got the one Al Ghul. So this is obviously really, really cool in the sense that, again, it is a level 8, but the issue is it's not a dark monster, so being able to utilize it for rank 8 plays, so that's where your Border Rock can keep coming back, or you can use it to get into your other level 10 synchros. The one Jacko Bolan, I still really like this card. The fact you discard any zombie monster to special summon it from the hand, and then during your opponent's main phase, you can constantly keep targeting a zombie monster in either graveyard and special summon it back. So as long as you get rid of their monster on the board, Jacko Bolan is going to be able to bring it back. So if you're able to break a board, and let's say you put a Baron in the graveyard, you can then go, okay, cool, Jacko Bolan, bring it back, use the negate during your opponent's turn, and then what you can do is you can use Baron's effect, I believe, to tag it out and bring back from your graveyard. It might go to your opponent's, but either way, you've got a Baron on the board that's constantly being a pop and a negate as an example. Not to mention, if you get Chaos Angel to the graveyard, as long as you've got Zombie World on the board, it's going to constantly keep targeting those and bringing them back. One Destrudo to help you with your synchro plays. Now you only play like one level 7, but you can utilize Destrudo as a tuner as well as being a dark that doesn't need to instantly be used to synchro with whatever it comes back off of. It can be used to synchro with anything else. The one at Chenshi, so this is of course again a really powerful card being a level 6 as well. That can ultimately help you out with any level 4 monsters you can get on the board, or in regards to something like your Unizombie, making this a level 4 and then syncing these two together and going into your Chaos Angel or your other level 10 synchros as well. I still like to play the one Foilen. It's just so annoying for your opponent to deal with. And in conjunction with Foilen, you kind of arguably want to consider playing Psychic End Punisher. The issue is Psychic End Punch is a little bit more tricky to deal with. Like, it requires you to do a little bit more and go out of the box. But if you're comboing that off with a Foilen that's constantly burning away at your life points to stop you taking stuff being destroyed by battle and taking damage calculation, it's very important. And that's kind of where this can come in to help you get an additional buff off of Punisher. We've then got the one Gozuki, the one Plague Spreader, the one Mad Mauler, which basically acts as Plague Spreader. The issue is when this comes back, it locks you into zombies, so that's when you need to play a lot of your zombie synchros. The one Glut Bloom, And then we get into the mill cards of the Yugioh and the Kelbeck, alongside a Jet Synchron, and then triple Ash Blossom. So this could be any hand trap you want, but it's nice that it's a zombie because it has additional synergy with the deck. All pretty straightforward on the lineup of this one. Like I said, everything before the Ishizu cards and Jet is all zombie monsters, which is really cool. And then you get into cards that just help you mill your deck out in order to get your cards to the graveyard. And then that can ultimately end you with more synergy with stuff like Mizukis, your Mad Maulers, your Prey Spreaders, your Jet Synchrons. You've got loads that it can really help you out with. So that's it for the monster lineup. Very heavy on the monster lineup. It is a little bit risky because you play a lot of different like high level monsters. So that's where the mill cards do need to come into play in order to give you maximum value, but still does incredibly well. Onto the spells. I've only gone with 2 Zombie World. It can very easily be 3. It's entirely up to you. I feel that the 3 Banshee, 2 Zombie World, in my opinion, is a little bit better because if I see 2 Banshee, at least I can normal summon it. I can get it discarded. I can use it as fodder. Whereas if I see multiple Zombie Worlds in my hand, it's not ideal. So that's my only kind of real reasoning behind it. We've then got 2 Super Poly. Again, this can arguably be 3. It's entirely up to you, but I kind of went with 2 just to see how it works out and if it balances out correctly. And then, of course, I play the 1 Instant Fusion and the 1 Ready Fusion. Now, the reason I play these 2, yes, I only play 1 target in the extra deck in the form of the Albion, but you can very easily play the Sea Monster Theseus as well, which gives you a level 5 tuner. And yes, once you've activated one of these, the second one does become dead, but then that's when it becomes discard fodder or any kind of fodder you need. The idea is just getting to a level 2 Dark. Doesn't even need to be a tuner, but the fact that it is a tuner gives you the benefit of both. And then that's going to be able to get you into your Chaos Angel. It can also help you get into your other synchro plays. The only downside of this card is that it's not a zombie, whereas Theseus is a zombie. So it's kind of up to you. If you can find the space to run both, by all means do so. If not, the idea is you want to be summoning this before you zombie lock and making sure that any of your plays going forward are not zombie lock for that entire turn. Then carrying on, we do play a lot of one-offs. We've got, again, 1 for 1. So this is your Glart Bloom. This can also be your Jet Synchron, anything you name it. You've got the 1 Reasoning. Again, mill card. If you do hit something off the back of this, additional bonus. Card Destruction, so completely clear out your hand, knowledge of your opponent's hand, and then go from there. The only risk is if you hit your opponent and you give them a better hand, then you're in a little bit of trouble. But again, that's the risk you play. Foolish Burial for a direct send, and then of course the Call by the Grave. So the Call by the Grave is just, of course, to try and protect you from stuff like Veilers, Ashes. It's more so protecting the Ash on the Shiranui. That's where it can really, really get painful. But there are flex spots in the deck as well. You can adapt it to your personal playstyle and as you see fit. It's just a really fun deck, something a little bit different that a lot of people right now are definitely not expecting. Yes, I do get that if it goes up against Kashteras, it really does struggle, if not nearly auto loses. Against Super Heavy Samurais, it's not the cleanest, but it does kind of, again, give you some options to still play around with it. And it's one of them ones where if you've got zombies and you're like, oh, I haven't updated this for a while, I really want to update it and see what I can get with it, then that is something you to look at. Moving on to the extra deck, so I wanted to go more synchro heavy with this deck, which is why I've got obviously the Immortal Dragon, the Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon, Omega, Felgrand, Zombie Lord, Chaos Angel, and Baron. Now, obviously, I know these 2 are crazy expensive at the moment, more so Baron than the Chaos Angel. So if you don't have these, you can take these out. These can then become the Sea Monster Theseus. They can become Vampire Sheridan. It can also, you can put Bestials in the deck as well if you want to. So there are flex spots. This is just something that I wanted to trial out because I'm really enjoying synchro decks at the moment, and I'm really enjoying what Chaos Angel can bring to light and dark decks. So I kind of wanted to try that out and see how it worked with zombies, which it is quite nice because, like I said, it's less so its effect when you're using a light monster, but again, keep in mind if you make the Felgrand and then activate instant or ready fusion, that gives you the full protection one. But what it does do is it does give you that ability that all your monsters can't be destroyed by battle. So no longer can your opponent just go, okay, cool, run up, punch, and go from there. And then obviously Baron is pretty straightforward and simple on that. Then moving into the XYZ, so we play the 1 Zombie Vampire. The reason this is so good is because you can make it with level 8s, but then if you use one of your opponent's monsters, you can also treat that as level 8 as well. So that's when you can start stealing your opponent's monsters with your, wherever you may be, there you go, Red Eyes Zombie Dragon, because you get to bring back a zombie from either player's graveyard, which is really important. Then for the links, we've got the 1 Vampire Sucker, the 1 Vampire Fascinator, and the 1 Yugioh. Now, you can see that I haven't got like a Link Karibo in here, but that's definitely something you can consider. It's just something that you don't really want to rely on. And what I mean by that is, yes, you go get to Zombie World in one way or another, normal summon Glow Up Bloom or get Glow Up Bloom to the board and then link that off and go into Linkuriboh, gives you instant access to Border Rock. The issue is, you've got to go through a lot to do that, and honestly, I don't think it's massively worth it. I shouldn't be having to do that. It'll probably be like a 1 in 10 chance that you see access to Glow Up Bloom on its own. But if you are finding yourself constantly seeing it, then you can definitely put Linkuriboh in. But obviously you've got your zombie link, so if you are zombie locked, you still have routes to go. You've got your boss monster, your link 3 is insane as well, and then your sucker for your draw power. So all these are really, really cool. So if this is linked on your target monster in your opponent's graveyard and a special summon to the field, again, it gives you more access and consistency to get into the zombie vampire. You can't special summon monsters for the rest of turn except zombies, which again isn't that much of an issue. You can tribute a vampire monster, then target one monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end phase of this turn. Now keep in mind you've got a vampire there, and of course you've got a vampire there as well. So ultimately, if you've got Fascinator and you bring a monster back and you can link into Sucker, you get the draw. You can use Sucker's effect to revive, get a draw, move from there. So it's also very, very important that way. And then the Yugioh, you can only control one of it, which is absolutely fine. You negate any activated effects of your opponent's banished monsters. If a monster is special summoned from the graveyard, or a monster effect is activated in the graveyard, you can target one other face-up monster on the field and change its attack to 0, and if you do, negate its effects. So again, it's just a nice little negate effect, and the fact is you can use each effect up to twice per turn, so a nice little double negate as well. Then moving on to the fusions, of course, we've got the ready and instant fusion target of the Albion. So this is just, again, like I said, level 2 Dark. The other option is the Theseus, entirely up to you. And then we've got the 2 Zombie World Super Poly targets of the Drago Necro. And then the last one is just the generic Mud Dragon. Now, the reason I've gone with Mud Dragon over something like Starving Venom and I went with it over Dracus Depelia is because not all decks are playing fusions right now. Not all decks are utilising darks. Whereas Mud Dragon is kind of like that middle ground of, okay, if I haven't got access to Super Poly, if I haven't got access to Zombie World, this is my ideal target. But if I haven't got access to it, Mud Dragon is the best balance for the generic end board. And especially when you're looking at something like Super Heavy Samurai board, which ends on a Baron plus a Appaloosa, you've got a very good option target there as well. Then that straight away instantly gets rid of like an Omni Negate plus 3 negates. So very, very good on that one. And that is it for the profile. Again, this is just an updated concept involving mainly Chaos Angel. I wanted to make it as synchro heavy as I could, or synchro orientated as I could. There are other ways when you're using the Shiranuis as well, a little bit more so. And I really still like Shiranui's Swallow Slash. But again, this wasn't really the version of the deck that kind of called for it. I still really do enjoy the deck. I still feel that it has a lot to offer. And it's just one of them fun decks. Definitely around Halloween time as well. Speaking of Halloween, shout out to the Dragon Shield sleeves. Absolutely love these. So I saw these the other day and I was like, yo, this is perfect for zombies. And vampires really as well. But that being said, thank you so much for watching. Like I said at the start of the video, if you want to see like a Skull Servant profile, if you want to see a vampire profile, more zombie themed Rising from the Dead decks, then let me know in the comments down below and I'll be more than happy to bring them for you. But for now, as absolutely always, stay safe and of course, happy dueling.